Hey everyone, this is Hypo Alan. Welcome back to more Let's Play Kirby's Dreamland 3. In the last episode, we started off Sand Canyon, and in this episode, we'll be finishing off Sand Canyon, starting with Donbei and Hikari stage. Now, this is yet another obscure Nintendo reference to a Japanese-only game called Shin Onigashima. Not very good with pronouncing Japanese words, but anyway, that is, some of you may recognize, if you caught a glimpse of Donbei on the front, on the level select screen there, some of you may recognize him from the Super Smash Bros. Melee trophy, and that's actually where some people might recognize him from if you're not familiar with the game at all. And here we have a new power-up. This is the ice power-up, which is pretty much just freeze everything in your path, and I'm so glad I actually got a 1-up. So, pretty much, dang it. So I think I might actually just stick with, I'm not going to go back and get any animal friends, so I'm gonna just keep going. I might have just, these guys won't stop hitting me, that would be nice. Might have to get another 1-up after a while. Alright, so there are plenty of stars to collect if you want to. Now this is one heart star. The first time I actually got the heart star. I actually got it by accident, and you'll see why in a little bit. This is one of those levels where in order to get the heart star, you have to follow an exact pattern. And I believe, yeah, you can move as a spike ball down these slopes here, the moving sand. So I'm just gonna spike everything here. Thankfully, this isn't like Mega Man where if you just get hit by the spikes once, you immediately die, which that's actually something that really surprised me when I first started playing Kirby games, is that I always imagined Kirby was always like a balloon. And that really surprised me when he actually didn't die immediately by spikes. So there's a maximum tomato there if you wanted. The game designers were actually pretty generous there. So if we go here, and if you can't tell, you're actually underwater here. So if you go take the bottom path here, and I wasn't even paying attention. I was just taking random paths, and I just so happened to actually get the heart star here. So if you take the bottom, and then it's gonna be kind of like Super Mario Brothers, even though I think in Bowser's Castle, even though I think the pattern is top, bottom, middle, I believe. They actually have that in a couple other Mario games, I believe. So just take the top path here. You can kill that Nautilus there, and you want to take the middle path. And this will be with the door that you need to go through. So just go up here. Seriously though, it does not look like water at all. It just looks like, I mean, you can't really tell. I think this is one of the few levels where you actually really can't tell that you're underwater because there's no blue here. It's just really just mushy sand. That must be a pain to swim through, to have that all that sand just mush across your eyes and stuff like that. But here we have Hiboki. This is probably one of the easier mini bosses to fight. This is a broom, pretty much. Really realistic broom at that. I don't know what they did, but she looks like super realistic in this game, as some of the other mini bosses, and just some of the bosses in particular in this game. So that's pretty much it. And now we got Donbei, and now we can go back and get our heart star. I wanted to say here that I really do like this is probably one of my favorite levels as far as backgrounds go, because the sunset background in the very first part of this level looked really nice. But the night level looks pretty good as well. I mean, it looks really nice. I even like how they even darkened the sand to kind of give that illusion of like moonlight. That was a pretty nice touch on the game designer's part. So I think I'm gonna hold on to this broom power up for a little bit. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I'm gonna go and eat this Bobo, and I'm actually gonna get the flame power up, or not. That's another thing about this game that's different from other Kirby games, is that if you eat the power-up that you were trying to get rid of as well as a different power-up, you'll get the power-up that you had last. So, you know, there's no random power-up, because I mean there's only 8 of them in the game, so there really is no point in having a random, like a mix, if you want to call it that, in this game. So we're getting pretty close to the end of the level. Actually, no, I'm gonna speed this up because I think there's the Rocky we just passed. So we get that. And we can get this Invincible Lollipop, which I gotta say, I feel like this game is probably the most generous with its Invincible Lollipops, because I remember when I'm playing Nightmare in Dreamland, they were probably like 1 per world or so, even if that. But this one, they they just hand them out like, well, they just hand them out like candy. And with that nets us another heart star. So I want to, you know, my health isn't that bad, so I think I'm gonna just, well, I guess I'm getting health anyway. I was trying to aim for the 1-up, but, you know, whatever. Alright, so next up is Neopoon's stage. This is Choo-Choo's best friend, and we have to go, and Choo-Choo is in fact in this level, so we'll have to go find her. And she isn't really that hard to find, so it's really not that bad. Like I said, there'll be some levels coming up where it'll actually be, like, you'll have to go back and find the animal friend that you need. Down here we have a couple star pieces if you need to grab some for an extra life. Over there is on the other side is another animal room door that only has Rick in it. So if for whatever reason you need Rick, he's there if you want him. So moving on past all these womps that somehow look a bit more elongated than usual. There's more star pieces if you want. There's even a 1-up if you're that brave. I think I'm gonna pass up on it this time. So just fall straight down, don't worry about anything. There's also chilies at the very bottom of this level if you want to go back and get those star pieces and 1-ups. Here we have another auto-scrolling level that only has Galbos here. For some reason, I don't know, they just prove as a hindrance, really. So I think I'm gonna just grab another one. Because, you know, probably the best idea is just not have a power-up at all, honestly, in this area. So I'm just gonna go past there. These sand guys don't really give you anything. I mean, if anything, they'd probably give you rock, I guess. If I were just to place a power-up on them, then I guess rock. And here is Choo-Choo's room. Just grab her. Probably the best suggestion that I have is just to hold on to the ceiling if you want to. Or just get the Galbos out the way if you want to. Just hold on to the ceiling. The Galbos thankfully can't aim upwards, so if you just mosey on down here. Actually, no, I'm gonna just grab one because coming up is an area that it'll probably be in our best interest to grab a fire power-up and go through the door, because the thing about these rooms is that you can't go back. Well, you can't go back for one, but I was trying to say that for these rooms that you can for the auto-scrolling rooms, they will keep scrolling even past the door, even if it'll crush you even if you miss the door. I'm trying to remember what is in this room here. I think there's another animal friend. Actually, no, it's actually plenty of actually, no, I'm gonna come back to this room because there is actually another. Actually, no, I will grab the fire power because we'll actually be needing that. Since Choo-Choo can't really jump that high, we'll be using this one just to be sure. So basically, Choo-Choo with the fire power acts just like a flamethrower, a short-range flamethrower. However, if you hold down the B button, then she acts like a hot air balloon, which is actually a pretty interesting power-up. This is one of the more fun power-ups to use, even though it doesn't serve that much purpose. And I am probably going to die here. Because sometimes Choo-Choo acts as a shield to you. So if you just fly straight up. Oh, I really need those peppy sodas though. So I'll probably just use the flamethrower part of her. Yeah, that is perfect. Okay, I will be getting both of these actually. So we'll just burn the caboose here. Then get another peppy soda. You just fly straight up, but we'll actually be neat. Unfortunately, we'll have to get rid of this for now, so we'll be grabbing a cutter power-up. Basically, Choo-Choo just acts as kind of a fan that Kirby swings around, and that's pretty much it. It's a very short-range power-up, but it's kind of useful. It covers all sides, but the only drawback is that you can't move at all. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm gonna just cut ahead back to where we were and just grab the fire power and be back up here. Actually, now that I think about it, it's actually impossible to get back up here because if I do that, then all the blocks will respawn. Which is another thing about the Kirby series is that all the enemies actually respawn, and they respawn pretty often. Because I think there is, I could be wrong, but I believe there is another fire enemy coming up that we can just use that. I just want to just rush through this just to be done with this as fast as possible, because there really isn't that much more to talk about besides this power up here, which will throw snowballs in the and Choo-Choo will just lob up snowballs and they'll freeze whatever they touch. And so here's another area where it'll be very useful to climb on ceilings, because that is pretty much the only way to get past this area. And another area, or another, yeah, pretty much just the only thing you can do here is just to walk across the ceiling like so. And at this rate, it's looking like I'm going to have to redo this level again, because this is the only opportunity you have to get Choo-Choo. Can you eat these? No, they'll just disappear after a while. So I'm going to be super patient with this. I think I may be able to hit the Bronobert here if I can just not climb on ceilings. Maybe if I jump and... Oh, that was super lucky. Okay. Because the end of the level is not that far away. This is actually the final room here. So if I just freeze all the Bronoberts and everything should be in other enemies as well, then everything should be just fine. So let's just latch onto the ceiling here. Actually, that was a nice shot there. So just latch onto the ceiling there. Yeah, I figured that was gonna happen. Alright, since we don't have Choo-Choo anymore, I just decided to fly up here. Since we can't get her anyway, I'll just show us bringing Choo-Choo to Neopoon at the end of this level. I know you're disgruntled Neopoon, as am I, because I really didn't want to die back there. So I think I'm just gonna go for a 1-up. Alright. I'm actually getting a little better at this game now that I think about it. Alright, so with that, I'm not too happy about this, because this is Rob's stage and also Professor Hector's. This is another one of these Nintendo references. This is actually a pretty obvious one for those of you who've played recent Nintendo games like Mario Kart DS or Super Smash Bros. Brawl. You have seen Rob in those titles, and basically what we have to do is just grab all his different body parts. And the reason I'm so not ready for this was because this is probably one of the most tedious hard stars in the entire game, and you'll see why coming up. I want to show that I'm a little tempted to speed this up, but I don't think I will. But I really do like this the inside this pyramid. I especially like this background here. It's very, in a way, it's kind of reminiscent to Earthbound a little bit for those of you who've played that with these trippy backgrounds, which I do love those backgrounds, by the way. All right. So here we have 8 doors. The door to the immediate right, you do not want to go in if you want to get the heart star, because that'll take you back. That'll take you to the end of the level, which you cannot come back to. So what I like to do is just do Kirby's, because some of these areas require animal friends and some of these don't. So basically the rule for this room is never go in the middle door. So it does not matter that you go left or right, just don't go in the middle. So what I'd like to do here is grab a parasol ability in this room, hit this block, and move on. And so get rid of that, and if we grab get rid of that. So we grab the spark ability and go through that door and get rid of this one. Then grab the needle ability and go through this door and get rid of it. And then get the rock ability. Get to that door. Get to that door. And there is our first body part of 5. Okay, so with that, now you can go through the middle door since it's the only one there. So get that out the way. And actually, for some reason, the rock just, like, defies the laws of gravity and just falls faster. So we can get rid of that rock power-up. And so I want to go to the lower... Actually, no, let's go up top. That's what I want to do next. So this is another auto-scrolling stage. Just jump up these platforms. I probably should have done this one first, since this is probably the easiest one to get, because this is actually pretty straightforward. Just jump up here, go through the door, and there is the head. Now the hard part about this is going back down. So if you want to hold down immediately after you go through that door, because it will scroll down too. And something that's different about this game, other than Kirby games of old, is that you can actually hold down to go through these platforms instead of just double tapping. But you can double tap if you want to as well. So that's pretty much it for doing all the ones that require Kirby. Now for the Animal Friends one. If we go down here, there's basically through this room is everything that you would ever need to complete the game. Animal Friends, all the power-ups, everything. So there are all the power-ups there, and so every animal friend that you would need to complete this or get through this hard star. There's also Peppy Sodas down here if you want them. Or through this door. So first of all, I'm actually going to be taking Ku, because we'll be needing him, and plus this makes things go by a little bit faster. So we only need to do one of these with Ku, and the other two we'll be doing with Kind. So first of all, we'll be taking this rock power up, which basically it'll just be Ku, and he'll just fall to the ground. That's pretty much all the rock will do. Not a very complex power up whatsoever. So we go through here, and we go through the lower left doors where we want to go, and go down here. And so what we need to do is just fall through the cracks here. Actually, what I like to do is just leave Ku to the side here and just fall through these by myself. And what you want to do, you do not want to leave this up, because there is a way to cancel out of this, and I'm in a bad spot right here. Yeah, that's why. Ooh. You know what? I think I'm gonna just go on this side. Alright. So as long as I can clear a good enough room for Ku to pass through, then it should be alright. Oh! Okay. The only downside is that now I have to rock it on this side. Oh, okay, good. That is perfect. Alright, so now we can get rid of that infernal power up for now. And so we can just get rid of that and fly over here. And the reason that we need Ku is that this part is behind the current, and Ku is the only one that can fly past current. So that is number 3. Alright, so for the next room, we will be needing a parasol, and we will also be needing Kind as well. So I'm gonna go grab him real quick. Alright, so now what we want to do is go to the, not that side, go to the lower right room, and that's what we need. This is probably the easiest of the animal friends that you need to use power-ups with. So if we just do that, just fly over here with the parasol. Now you may be wondering, we could have just as easily done that with Choo Choo had she been with us, but the thing is, we also need to swim past a current in order to get this arm as well. So we get that. And so now I'm gonna go back in the other room and get the last power up that we need, which is Spark. So I'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back. So the last room we will be going in is this upper left room. So you don't necessarily need it, but just for the sake of showing how it's meant to be done, I'm gonna show it anyway. The way you're actually supposed to do it is just go in the middle, left, right, left, middle. You just remember it because it's a palindrome, by the way. So you can just as easily do this without Kind, but just to show how you're actually supposed to do it, that's why I'm doing it like this. Plus, this light bulb ability wouldn't get much screen time, even if I didn't do that. I mean, if I didn't do it, so, oh well. It's just nice to show off this power-up because, well, it's just nice to show off power-ups, really. So just go in the middle room, and there is the body. And that should be every last piece that we need. So I'm going to get rid of Kind now and just go to the end of the level, because it really isn't that far ahead. So just shoot to the right, and that is all we need to do. Just rush past this area, rush past the falling cannonballs, rush past, well, not necessarily rush past, actually be patient with the thwomps. Just wait here, and just run underneath. And we are out of that pyramid, which oddly enough reminds me a lot of there was one level with a kind of a crystal-like thing, and I think it was one of the last levels in Rockstar from Kirby 64. Like I said, I'm going to be referencing probably a lot of Kirby games here, especially 64, since 64 took a lot of elements from this game. So I believe this is the last room with all these shot zones. Just jump over here. This is probably one of the more easier rooms to just rush through. Just jump. I was hoping not to get hit there. Also, invincibility frames do not last long in this game, by the way. And that is all we need to do. We completed all of Rob's parts for Professor Hector, and that sets another heart star. So I am definitely going to be grabbing a maximum tomato or not. I was hoping to get a maximum tomato, but thankfully this is an autosave game, so even if I die, I will immediately come back to the boss. But before we fight the boss, I'm actually going to go back and get the last heart star that we missed. I will see in a little bit. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this level. Now I'll just leave Choo-Choo with Neopoon here, and now we're gonna go fight the boss. Alright, now that we got that out the way, we can go and fight the boss. This is Pawn Con, or Pawn and Con if you prefer. This fight is actually very similar to the Lollipop fight from Kirby's Dreamland. So basically what you want to do is just eat the smaller Tanukis and Kitsunes and spit them at the bigger Tanukis and Kitsunes. Just do that. And that's pretty much it. This is actually a pretty simplistic boss fight. Also, you want to watch out for those falling bombs too. And sometimes the smaller animals will just fall by themselves as well. So if you want to just save ammo for the next go around, then that's a good strategy to do that too. Just hit him. I believe that Con is the Tanuki, and I believe Pawn is the Kitsune. I could be wrong. Now, the reason I kind of, the way I try to remember it is that Con is the raccoon because there's that thing about how raccoons always look like bandits. So it's almost like kind of a con artist kind of thing. So that's one way to remember it. So now we all have to do is just kill Pawn, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, this boss fight is actually not entirely tough. It's really just a test of patience is really what it is. So just shoot him. So he got half a thing of health left. So just wait for the next go around. Where is he? I just wasn't expecting him to come that soon, and that's it. And now that Pawn and Con are gone, that repels all the evil from Sand Canyon. And in the next episode, we'll be tackling level 4. But until next time, I'd like to thank you all for watching. This has been HypoAllo, and until next time, I'll see y'all later.